Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, January the 18th. The year is 2022. Let's talk trading. Problem solving, part 6. This video, like all the other videos, are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Just remember, trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. So, we've been talking about problem solving. And I also had mentioned that I would show you something that I've been working on. Okay, let's set this up the way I like to have it. You notice these dots. That's my what I call indicator 2, IND2. Then I also made a multimeter here for IND2 trade trigger. And what it basically says is if the dots change color, then on the next bar you want to take the breakout. It's very similar to a turn trade, but it's slightly filtered in the sense that it's looking at the price in relation to the EMA 5 right here. So you can see here the magenta means it's coming down. The red means that the dots are coming down and the price is below, if I remember correctly. And then the blue and green, the opposite, it's going up. So part of the problem is trading what you see versus trading what you think. And it's really tough to overcome that. It's something that I struggled with for a while. And the reason for the struggle is as we start to think as opposed to trading what we see. So for example, because price is low, it's only 6 pips off the daily bottom, that we think price is going to go up. It's going to reverse. But a lot of times you can see here, price made a new low. It did go up, but it came back down. And a lot of times you'll see a certain pattern and then you think, okay, it's going to go long. You enter the trade. The next thing you know, you're underwater by, 4 or 5 pips. But there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Number one, doesn't matter what your analysis is or what your trigger is or why you entered the trade or what the statistics say, etc. Once you put the trade on, it could be a losing trade. And so what you have to do is trust the system. And that's why we used to have the mantra, follow the dots, trust the dots, do what the dots tell you to do. Don't think. And it was real simple. And now this is somewhat of a scalping system, looking to take a few pips here and there. So for example, right here, you might want to go long, but that's not what the indicator is telling you to do. That's not what the chart's telling you to do. And even if price goes up, that wasn't your trade, because you see, you have to wait for this dot to close the aqua color and then take the breakout on the next candle. And sometimes you go, but look, TRO, you've given up all these pips. Yeah, okay. And then you can see right here, it didn't work so far at first. You would have, gone down 5 pips before it actually hit. And then here's another one. If you would have taken this trigger, it would have reversed on you, probably would have stopped out. And you'd say, well, that system's no good. Well, you have to be able to do it for an extended period of time. But you see here, there's one other thing about this system. You don't trade against the daily candle color. And so since we're below the previous day's low and a red candle, you probably don't want to go long. So if you look at where the previous day's low was, which was 36.36. So way up here, I'm going to scrunch the chart down. So somewhere around here. So right here, you had a red candle with a aqua dot, another red candle with a magenta dot. You could have taken that short, and you could have taken anywhere from about 10 pips if you exited here. And if you rode the trade, in other words, if you trusted the dots and say, I'm not getting out to a blue dot, you could have ridden all the way here, or you could have taken your profit somewhere in this area. And then you see here, blue, magenta, short, and then same thing happened. Here, you had the trigger, but you were below the open. You were below the daily open. You were below the previous day's low. No longs. And that's what I'm talking about, trading what you see. Waiting for your setup. Because you can do all the thinking you want. Oh, price is going to reverse. Oh, price is going to reverse. But as you can see, it's having a hard time moving up at the moment. And we've got an 81 pip range. Now, hopefully that's clear. So the rules of thumb that you could apply to any system is don't trade against the daily candle color. And if it's below the previous day's low, forget about going long. If it's above the previous day's high, forget about going short. Just take those trades off the table. Even though you can see, oh, I could have made. Yeah, you could have, but you could have lost too. And we're trying to eliminate problems. So what we're doing is we're taking something away. We're taking away trades that have a low probability of success. And so you can almost think of it as kind of a opposite to the rat, because see, this system is not trading the rat. So yeah, if you were a rat trader and you're only going long off the bottom and you're a green rat, yeah, there are opportunities here to use some rat reversals. So here, red candle close, green candle close, take the break. But that's not what this system is. This is totally opposite. Just like it's totally opposite of the higher low, lower high box. I mean, let's see. This would have been the lowest high at the moment. So right there, that's where your trigger would have been. And it looks like that's still the lowest high. You would have had a couple pip triggers there too on M5. So, we're problem solving. Pick one method, because see, if you're a rat and you're trading, say, indicator 2, you're going to get cross signals. You get cross signals, you're going to get crossed results, probably not in your favor. So Sometimes you just got to take a hard look at your system, maybe take some trades off the table by saying, I'm not going to go against a certain candle color, or I'm not going to trade a certain direction if price is in a certain area. Because we've got 81 pip range, price could extend down to 100 pips. We've seen it before. Hasn't happened often, but why be on the wrong side of the trade if you can avoid it? So here you had a 2-ball, aqua, magenta, taking that short, be good for about 10 pips right now. Once again, just trust the dots. So you can see here, the other thing is being short and only trading short below the previous day's low. Notice there wasn't too many aqua dots in a row, but there's a lot of magenta dots in a row. And that's not hindsight. That's just the way it is. Now, granted, sometimes price will come down, bounce, and then go up. But we're looking to solve problems. So hopefully you can use, one of those ideas and apply it to your method and just go ahead and see if it helps your trading at all. So take a quick look at the charts. Monthly, 55 pips above the open, 167 off the high, 151 off the low. For the week, you came out of that upper weekly wick zone heading down south. We still have 1, 2, 3 gaps that haven't filled. Let's see, that's a CAD, that's a CAD, that's a CAD, all on the CAD pairs. Now, something to note, this was the opening range for the week. We failed to go above the weekly open. We came through last year's open. We broke last week's low, and you can see what happened. And then coming down, we also broke that low from what, 4 days ago. 58 pips above the yearly open at the moment. We are still in that inside bar from 3 months ago. A lot of inside bar action once again today. 81 pip range, 3 pairs over 100. Buy zone triggered in the New Zealand session, looks like. Then we had a couple of shorts. Buy zone trigger didn't give you any chance to take a profit. See, once again, no method's going to work all the time, but trade what you see. And so here you went long, price fell below previous candle's high. Scratch the trade, take a couple pips off the table, a couple pip loss, and you could have made it back, either taking it through the daily open or out of the short zone. Because see, one of the things you got to determine is when you can't win a trade, and we'll probably talk about that some maybe tomorrow or later in the week. Okay, green rats, get ready. Pivot. Looks like we took out the daily pivot. Monthly, still haven't hit it. Weekly, took it out. Daily, took it out. Took it out and reversed. Happened 2-3 days in a row. Wick zone, out. Higher low box, trade getting ready to trigger. So, fellow traders, I hope that helps solve one of your trading problems. Because remember, see, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the TheRumpledOne, over and out. Oh, and shout out to the couple of new subscribers over there on Reddit.